have two of my coaches here who once upon a time were members as well. And I want to invite them to share their story because they were exactly where you were. And they know that it's scary, but they jumped. And so without further ado, you may recognize these two faces. I'd like to bring on Coach Janae and Coach Nicole. Hi. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. So I would love for each of you, we'll start with you, Janae, to share, where were you before you joined R3? Where was your health? Where was your mindset before becoming an R3 member? Because you have to keep in mind, ladies, that before these two became coaches, they were members first. So they know exactly how you guys have been feeling and the frustration that you've been feeling. So I'll start with you, Janae. What was your mindset?
And I think I froze.
Oh, you are, but at least you're smiling. Because sometimes we'll freeze and it's like an ugly face.
Oh, did it happen?
No, you're smiling. It's a nice,
fantastic.
Yeah, so that's good. At least you're smiling.
Yeah.
So we can still hear you. So why don't you? Good. It's okay. It's a beautiful smile that you have on your face. So
okay.
Why don't you share your mindset and your health before you became a member at R3?
For sure. So before I became a member, obviously, just like everyone else, I've tried a million things. I was on the roller coaster, up and down, probably for a good 10 years. I tried just about everything, from like personal trainers and fitness instructors and big box gyms and little tiny gyms and MMA gyms and just like everything, the whole gamut, as well as, like a really quick, easy fixes, those $20 meal plans or exercise things that you can download online and stuff like that. I have like a whole shelf full of that stuff that I've printed out and never even used.
Yeah.
Right? Like I got all gung-ho and super excited and I'm going to try it. And it never took off because there was nobody else around. It was just me and a bunch of paper. And that's not fun. It's not fun to, do it on your own and feel lost and kind of struggling. And that's where I was when I first joined R3, when I first and I came in with just a intent of, let me check it out. Let me see what this is all about. I had no, set up notions of like, I'm going to join this and I'm going to have this big plan and I'm going to do all these wonderful things. It was, let me just check it out. I'm just going to check it out. And at that point I was probably, not my heaviest, but probably my second heaviest. I was probably about 184 pounds. And I had to actually go out and buy new fat clothes at that point. And being on the roller coaster, I had, several times over 10 years, I had a closet full of my skinny clothes and a closet full of my fat clothes. And
throw up some hearts, guys, or thumbs up if you guys have that as well. Do you guys have a fat clothes area in your closet and a skinny clothes? Let me know. Put it in the chat box.
I'm sure everyone can relate because that's your safety net too, right? And that's your fail safe if something fails, right? And even now, I struggle with the challenge of getting rid of those fat clothes because there is that fear in the back of my mind of needing it again. And that's like your safety blanket, your security blanket. And I know that those are my challenges and those are my struggles. So I know that my struggle is in my head. And I knew that the minute I walked into R3 and knowing that I'm just going to go in for a consult and see what this is all about because it feels like it's something different. Like, I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like there's something different about it and I need to give it a chance. And listening to Crystal kind of walk through the program and the whole 12-month program, everything, and she rolled it all out for me. And I remember thinking in my head, like, this is what I've been looking for. Like, whether I knew it all along or not, it was all of the accountability and the mindset coaching and digging deep and finding your 10 deep why and focusing in on that stuff versus, let's do some crazy workouts, 5 days a week and, burn as many calories as much as possible. But nobody's there to help me when I'm having like a binge attack and I'm going to eat the whole bag of chips all one sitting, right? Or if I start to feel really self-conscious and insecure and I just, eat my emotions or, some people know this about me, but I spent a lot of my childhood in foster care. I come from a very poor family, there were 6 of us kids. So, there's a lot of mouths to feed. There were often times where we didn't have food. And I remember going to a high school in the morning and there was just an onion in the fridge. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to eat today. That's okay. And so when I first went into foster care, of course, my initial reaction was to eat everything. I just wanted to eat all of the food. And I still struggle with that. I still have challenges with wanting to eat all the food on hand because it might not be there tomorrow. So I know that's my mental challenge. And a big box gym isn't going to do that. A boxing gym or an MMA gym or, any of those, like, they're not going to help. Even a personal trainer, as much as they want to help, they're not skilled and they're not trained in those areas to provide that kind of assistance, right? Or even guidance for that matter, right? Most of them can't even relate, right? So being in R3 and the entire tribe, right? You've got all these women that can relate. They all understand. They all have similar stories. And sometimes I'm not even telling my story and I'm nodding and agreeing because somebody else's voice is my story. Right. I remember one lady talking about growing up and looking in the mirror as a kid and always seeing the fat girl. And even as an adult, seeing the fat girl. And I thought, that's me. That's what I see. That's what I struggle with all the time. Even when I went crazy skinny, I went crazy restrictive diet. I was like down to 120 pounds. And I looked in the mirror and I still saw this really fat girl, this girl that just could not ever do enough. And she was never going to be there. She was never going to make it. And I was, wow, I'm just so fat. And I look at those pictures now and I'm so sad because she was really broken. And sometimes now I think like that haunts me a little bit. So I think I try to go a little bit on the reverse and maybe overcompensate sometimes. And that got me to where I was when I joined R3. All of a sudden I bloomed up to 184 pounds. Where did that come from? It just kind of snuck up on you. And one day you look at yourself in your mirror and you're just like, I'm 3 times the person that I was before. And I don't even recognize her anymore. I see this outward smile. Everyone sees this. I'm always happy. Nothing's wrong with Janae, but I'm dying inside, right? I'm mortified. I'm so embarrassed that I got so big. I push everyone away. I closed the door on everyone. I lost friends. I didn't talk to anybody. I stayed sheltered. There was a lot of workouts that I really did love, but I didn't do them because I felt so uncomfortable and awkward and so ashamed. So ashamed because all these people knew me as somebody that was fit and someone that was really healthy and always interested in healthy food. And who was I now? I was this really big girl that just got out of control. And I felt so ashamed and so alone, so awfully alone. And then R3 just kind of gave me that second home, made me start to kind of come out of my shell again. And when the weight started to come off, and again, to Tracy's point, it was the mindset trigger, right? Once I was like journaling and I was opening up those demons and I was uncovering my why and really kind of discovering just you know, some of my past habits and behaviors and patterns that led me down the path that I did. Yeah. So how can I interrupt them, and how can I switch my mind and make different choices and make different decisions and be okay with those decisions? It's still one of my sin natures will always be the, you know, like, why can't I have it all? Right. Like I want to have my cake and eat it too. Right. So, you know, like a little kid, like, well, I want to eat the whole pie. You can't eat the whole pie, Janae. But I had to come to terms with that and be okay with that. And there's no way I would ever be where I am today without R3, without like the coaching and the tribe and becoming a coach too, because that has held its own accountability with everything that I've done. Yep. So I mean, that has helped me grow as a person as well, right? And knowing that, you know, I'm there for other people as well. And it's helped me be accountable.
And you've shared a couple of amazing key points in that, and I'm sure a lot of ladies can relate, where, you know, they feel ashamed, they're not bringing their best selves, and they hide. And that's when I say, like, why do you want to do that? Right? Why do you want to do that? And we're talking more than just workouts. Like, we're not, you know, like, of course we offer that because that's important. Of course, you know, we need the exercise component. Of course, we need the nutrition component. But what you just described is the most important service that the Revolve Life Method entails, which is the mindset coaching. Because if we don't fix this, then, like what you were doing, you were exercising like crazy, you did all the things, but it wasn't working. You know, and that's the message that we're trying to relay here, is that R3 is not a gym. We're not just workouts. We're not just, you know, like an eating plan. Like, yes, we provide all those things, but we're more than that. And you mentioned the community. You mentioned that the support and the love that you felt from the other women, realizing that, wow, I'm not the only one that feels this way. There is just this unbelievable bond that you have with this tribe, knowing that you're not alone. And we're literally arm in arm, and all of us now, right? Like, we see Coach Janae, that's her goal. We're all behind you, paddling hard for you. Right? And you feel that from the tribe.
And there's so much power in that. So much power.
And, you know, for those who think they could still do it on their own, or they don't have the time, is there ever really a right time?
There's never a right time. The only right time is right now.
Why waste time doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? Like, if you know, we asked during the Whoop, what have you guys done? We had, do you remember? They were like Weight Watchers and Bernstein and diet and habit soup and this and that and this and this and this. How's that going for you? Why isn't it working?
It's the mind.
Right? And you're living proof. You are living proof. And so how did you get over the fear? Because we're not, you know, a $20 gym membership. No. How did you get over that? Like, how did you get over that fear of investing in yourself?
Well, I had to look at it from the perspective of, you know, what what is it that I'm getting? Like, what am I paying for? What am I putting forward on this? And it's really, okay, yeah, I'm getting fitness. Yeah, I'm getting nutrition. I'm getting life coaching. I'm getting a community support system. I'm getting accountability. I had to really weigh out all of those things and understand that the most important things that I needed were the mindset coaching, like the life coaching, and the accountability. And those two alone, those are like 3 times the price of what R3 was charging. So I was a little bit more on the, okay, this is a steal of a deal, and I'm going to jump on this because this is what I know I need for myself. And if I'm not going to do it, I'm never going to be where I want to be. If I don't jump on board and I don't do something, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get there on my own. It's been 10 years, and I don't know if I'm still frozen or not, but look, these are all the printouts of all the workouts and membership things that I've purchased. This is probably a year's membership worth of that I never even used, right? Yeah. Let's be honest. I didn't even really give it the time of day. So I would really just kind of like, and that's what I had to look at. Really, Janae, like, if you turn this down, aren't you just going to one night at 2 a.m. be up on Google looking for the next beach body and subscribing to that for, $50 a month or whatever. And then I'm going to buy this thing and that thing and so on and so on. And then it'll all add up and it'll be twice the price. And I will be exactly where I am today. I will be no better. But I had to go through the pain of that for 10 years. So I would say if you can choose not to do that for 10 years, like, don't. Jump on it now and get started now. So a month from now, you're a month into it. And you're a month into talking about the successes that you've had and the changes that you've seen. Even the people that know me closest around, I mean, beyond just the physical changes, I don't even think I realized how withdrawn and maybe closed off and not as positive as I thought I was, because now people are commenting and saying, like, there's so much energy about you. You have this life force that you're giving off. Like, we want some of that. Can I have some of that? What are you? And it's not even like, what are you doing to get so fit? It's like, what are you doing to be so vibrant? Yes. What are you doing to be so engaging and so positive? And where's your energy coming from? Can we have that? I have like weekly meetings with US counterparts for, my other job, and they make the same comments. We're just on Zoom calls, and they're like, oh my God, if we had 1 million Janaes, we would definitely have enough products to serve everybody, right? So like that's what happens. That's the transformation.
And I just want to make that point in that, look at everyone else that is benefiting because you invested the time, the money, and energy into yourself. Your workplace is benefiting. Your employer is benefiting. Your daughter is benefiting. Yes. Your family is benefiting. Your friends are benefiting. It's like, that's the point.
Yes.
Is that everyone else benefits when you are happy and healthy and fit. Everybody else benefits from your energy. And this is where, when I see our ladies who are coming to us and are like, I have zero energy, and I think, oh man, like, I wonder how you are as an employer, as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, if you have zero energy and you're tired all the time.
Yeah.
Because I want to give 100 of myself fully to everyone, because that is what they deserve. And look at all the people that that are in your circle, that are your loved ones, that are your coworkers, that are benefiting from this amazing light that you exude. And this is why you're an R3 coach. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are living the R3 life. Right? Mm-hmm. And exactly right. Like, there is no better time than now. Like, why are you going to wait to live your best life? Mm-hmm. I can't comprehend that, because if I had a choice between living a tired, exhausted, unhappy, hangry all the time life, and living a life full of energy and drive and just happy and loving the body, the image that I see in the reflection, and just being just like, wow, just having this confidence, I would choose that.
Yes. And you would make the choices that you needed to in your life to make room for it. Because I totally understand, but I'm, single mom, raised my daughter all on my own with just one income. And I've had to make sacrifices, and we've had to struggle before. And sometimes it's just like budgetary, right? Like I just move my budgets around and I make room for it. And just like you were saying, like, we've all been guilty of it, I'm sure, 2 a.m. shopping, right? Like you don't need it. And that was like the COVID phenomenon, right? But really it was, again, it comes down to your mindset and focusing on what is really going to get you to your goals, and understanding what your goal is. If this isn't your goal, if that's not what you want, that's okay too, right? Like, okay, that's not your goal. But we will help those people that have that goal and need to have that, right? And that's what I had to do. I had to look at what is my goal? What do I really want? And at the end of the day, is it worth it for me? And 100%, I've always been that person that I need to be the best me for my daughter, so that she sees that, so that she can grow up to be and believe that she needs to be the best version of herself. Yes. Right. And she needs to put herself first before anybody else. Yes. And those were the things that we grew, like we have together, we've bonded together, and having her grow up to be a very strong, confident woman that believes, I can do this on my own. I'm independent. I'm strong. It doesn't matter what other people think. It's, how I value myself. That's what's important. And it's my positivity, and it's my work ethic, and it's right. So those are the things that I wanted her to have. And how can I, give that to her? How can I show her that if I'm not living example of that, if I'm not leading by example? Yes. So I have to do that for myself if I want her to do that too.
100%. 100%. Nicole, are you there? Because we don't see your picture.
I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
I don't know why. I don't know why you can't see me.
I see a sunflower. Oh,
I know. No, I know. It's funny. Something happened, and anyway, I disappeared, and at least you can hear me, but I don't know why you can't see me.
We can hear you. So I would love for you, Nicole, to share. We touched upon it in a coffee talk maybe 2 weeks ago on how the mindset and the tribe. If you don't mind me sharing your most recent battle. And you were diagnosed with breast cancer, and I would love for you to share how has the mindset component and the community helped you through your struggle this past year, because I know it wasn't easy, right?
For sure not. No, it's been. To say the least, it's been really hard, because I went from being, obviously, I've been with R3 for, so I guess it's 6 years now, right? 6 years, just shortly after you guys started off. So, and I went through the whole process, and I got to when I got my diagnosis, I probably was in the best place I had ever been, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, that I had ever been in my life. So now, and it's funny, and never say never, right? Mm. That something's going to happen. And Janae, it's funny, you said you hung on to your fat clothes. Well, I gave all mine away. I got rid of them. So, cause I had never planned to go back, and I didn't. And then unfortunately, this happened, and well, I couldn't work out like I wanted to. Every time I did take one step forward, I would go 2 steps back. So I really had to cut down and cut out for the most part. And and then all the steroids they had me on, because I had a lot of adverse reactions So unfortunately, steroids have you put on weight as well. So now I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm starting from ground zero again. I'm starting from the get-go, but it's like, yeah, I mean, my goal is I know I'm going to get there again, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there again. And yeah, um, sorry,
That's
probably a good thing
okay.
you can't see me, but yeah, it's definitely a struggle, but the mindset definitely is there too. I mean, the support of all you guys and everybody. I know you're all behind me, so I know I know I'm gonna make it. You know, I have a goal too. Obviously this year I wanted to have the same goal as you ladies, but that dream or that goal went out the window. God had other plans, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. I'm not going to give up on the goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue, and then it's going to be my goal for next year now, right? And
Mhm.
I know that I've got the support of all of you behind me, 110%, and I'm not gonna let any obstacles stand in my way.
And you know what, Nicole? I just want to just rewind a little bit because I remember distinctly through your, even through while you were going through chemo,
Yeah.
um, your, your drive to want to work out. Like you
It
still,
was so frustrating not to, because when you're used to, working out almost every day, like that's what I wanted to do. Like just in the beginning, like first it was the surgery, so I had to wait until I healed to even work out, so then I can work out a little. And then yeah, even having the first round of chemo is like, after the first 10 days was about the worst, and then I would start to feel a little bit better, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna work out now. But then something happened. And then I got, I got a bad reaction. I got a bad rash. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I developed breathing issues, and then of course the next round of chemo would start, and be like, come on.
Mhm. And you know what
Yeah, it
though,
was rough.
Nicole, what I want to honor though is the fact that even your chemo treatment was not stopping you from wanting to work out.
Oh, absolutely
Okay,
not.
that is the point that I think is really important to hear, ladies, is that any excuse that you can come up with, like I'm too tired, like imagine this woman was going through chemo, talk about energy sucking, and
Uh,
yet
I was
she,
tired.
yeah, and yet when you were, and even though you were tired,
Yeah.
if you were able to, you still
Yes.
did work out. Like you
Oh
didn't
yeah. No.
like that to me again is a huge representation of how living the R3 life where nothing is going to stop you
No.
and not even chemo was stopping you from wanting to work out,
No.
it was just obviously physically you couldn't do it, but mentally you're
Yeah.
like, let's go, I
Oh,
want to work out.
mentally, yeah. I'm a different person. My body and my mind don't match right now. so
Yeah.
so that's what I got. I have to get back on track again for sure. Yeah.
100%. And you
Yeah.
absolutely have a huge tribe behind you. But I just want to honor you for the fact that, your mindset, living the R3 life, knowing that, that you have a community behind you, that working out is a part of your lifestyle. Like that's a no
Yes.
brainer. And that's the thing. When you
100%.
become a part of the R3 tribe, like this is what we're trying to teach you, you guys, like that working out and taking care of yourself is not a chore.
No.
You
No.
know,
It's a privilege.
yes. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
privilege.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like I was Janae was sharing, like, is there ever going to be a perfect time?
Well, I mean, no, I mean, perfect. What I mean, like you said, like having a baby, like there's no perfect time for anything, but everything happens in the right time. So obviously there has to be something where, like you said, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when I first met you, that's exactly where I was. I was literally sick and I was
Yes.
literally tired. And from the first workout I had at R3, I knew that this was my forever home. I wasn't going anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I knew
Yes.
that.
And
Yeah.
so for someone who is nervous about the investment of time, money, and energy, Nicole, what would you say to them? What would you say to them? Because you've been with us for 6 years and you're
Yeah.
never going to stop. You're
No.
permanently a part of our family.
Yes.
What would you say to someone who is literally feeling the way you felt before you joined R3, but they're nervous? What advice would you give them?
Well, I mean, okay to be nervous, because everybody's nervous about the unknown or something new. Change always causes stress, but you know what? They just have to know, number one, the money. Well, you're always going to find the money because, I mean, like Janae, I was a single mom as well. And when you invest in your health, that's an investment worth making. And so then you're going to cut down on something else. Like, shoot, when I met you, I was drinking every day. Okay, well, let's cut out that bottle of wine every couple of days. You know what I mean? Let's add up those dollars, right? There you've got your workout money. Your time, well, you can always find time because you make time for what's important in your life.
Yes.
So, yeah, instead of, let's all be honest. You have time. Saying that you have no time is an excuse. It's an excuse. So you find the time. You find the best time for you, though, because like I said before in our coffee talk, you're not gonna, like, of course, after dinner and after work and you've had a big meal and now you're full and now you're more tired, you're not going to work out then. So find a time what's best for you, and I don't know, it's different for everybody. But you make the time, and there's no judgment with us. So we're going to welcome everybody, so you don't have to feel scared about being judged or being the oddball out. We've all started at the same place.
Yes.
We all started this together, and we take this journey together, and we see each other through.
I love that. You're absolutely right, is that we are taking this journey together and we see each other through.
Yeah.
We certainly do. And do you have anything that you'd like to add to that, Janae, with someone who is nervous about investing time, money, and energy?
I think just echoing everything that has been said, because just like Nicole said, you find the time, and I actually find that now with everything moving online, I will say that I can probably get more in, because I'm not traveling to a studio. I'm not, waiting for the change room to change really quickly and do this and do that, right? Like, I can literally just, like, I think Nada told me the other day that she worked out in her pajamas once.
Yes!
Why not?
Why not? Exactly. Why not?
Yeah, you're at home. Nobody's there to see you.
Exactly.
Like, just put it in, right?
Yes.
And there are plenty of times where I'm like, like I have a super slow digestion, so like I need to space it out like hours between, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. And I'm like, I'm too full, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just going to do it anyway. Yeah. And I just get it done, right? Because, I'm trying to squeeze it in and find the time. And it's not about finding the time anymore. It's like I have things scheduled or planned, and they're just going to get done. It's just going to get done. It doesn't matter how I feel. It's just going to get done. It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's just it.
Yes.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Once you, because the both of you've had, experience big trials, and there was a lot of, sin natures that we created an awareness around. And now that you are living the R3 life, it means that this is a lifestyle now. There is no, this is it. Like, your mind, your body, your spirit, all of it is going to continually be fed. You honor your body. You make time for yourself. You make the most important appointment, which is with yourself every single day. Mm-hmm. You fuel yourself because you recognize what foods make you feel ill and what makes you feel good and what gives you energy. You're mindful about what you eat. You know that you have a huge tribe that is always there for you, supporting you and keeping you accountable as well. And you're keeping them accountable. You've got coaches that would do anything for you. And you know that, we would give the shirt off our back for you because that's how much we care about our tribe and about our coaches. Like, we're more than just a gym. Mm-hmm. We are more than just workouts. We're more than just a nutrition plan. Right? We're literally, a mind and body 12-month transformation program, and weight loss is just the dang cherry on top.
Yeah, it's true.
So to wrap up, I love my coaches. They're coaches for a reason. And now you can witness why. It's because they are living and breathing the R3 life. And, they've had their struggles, but they've persevered. And now their stories will inspire others. And that's the whole intention as well, is that you will inspire the people in your life. You'll inspire your children, your mom, your dad, your spouse, your bestie, your coworkers. You have no idea. The positive mindset that you're going to develop, it's going to be infectious. The energy that you have, because it's so abundant, people are going to ask, like Janae, where do you get all this energy from? And you are living your best life. And why not live your best life now? Why wait?
That's it. Well,
Why
because
wait?
you can't wait, because you don't know what's in store anyway. You don't have what life has in store for you around the corner. You don't know.
And you're living proof of that, Nicole.
Yeah.
Like, who knew that you would have to battle, the big C?
Who knew? People looked at me and went, you have cancer? What? Yeah,
Exactly.
no.
And that's the whole point. Why wait for a dis-ease?
Yeah. No.
Why wait for a dis-ease to finally knock some sense into you? Why wait for that?
Got to be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
Someone quote that, please. You need to be proactive and not reactive. And that's what the R3, the Revolve Life Method does, right? We untie that rope that has been holding you back. We give you love and support and accountability. We prescribe you with a personalized method, because every body is different. And you get coaching, and you celebrate the wins, the big and the small. You cry together, you laugh together, you grow together. And then at the end of the day, you are all of a sudden on that island celebrating life, because you are living the R3 life. So I just want to, honor my coaches. Thank you for taking the time to be here to share your story. You're living proof, man, because life wasn't easy for the both of you. I know very well the struggles that the both of you have gone through, and to see how far you've come and why you are coaches now is because you are an inspiration. And this is the type of coaching and the type of team that will support you when you are a part of the Revolve Life Method. You have these coaches that have literally been in your shoes. Coach Janae, once upon a time, would look in the mirror and see the fat girl. Coach Nicole was sick and tired of being sick and tired and depended on a bottle to make her happy. They know, guys. They know. I gained 30 pounds alongside my husband because I felt pity, and I didn't want to be super fit and healthy when he was depressed and full of anxiety. We know what it feels like, guys. We've been in your shoes, but then we also know what it's like to come out the other side. And you will have a whole tribe behind you. You'll have coaches who will care for you. You will have a plan that is personalized for you. And this is the P of the Whoop. This is the plan. This is the method. And it's called the Revolve Life Method. So if you're ready, our doors are wide open. Our arms will welcome you. Our tribe will support you. And there will be a lending hand every time you fall. And you will receive some tough love. But that's how it works, right, girls?
100%.
There's going to be some trials and there will be obstacles, but you got to show up fully. You got to bring your 200%, because we will always bring our 200%, but you have to do the same. So if you're ready to transform, if you're ready to reach your why, and if you're ready to live your dreams awake, then we invite you to join us. Join the Revolve Life Method and watch your life, your mind, and your body transform into the healthiest, strongest, happiest version of you. So thank you to my coaches, Coach Janae and Coach Nicole. I'm giving you a kiss.
Thank you.
I hope you can see that.
Kisses back. Kisses you can't see, but kisses are going back.
We love you guys, and we really truly hope to see you